recognized the outstanding and exemplary overseas Filipino workers during the 2023 Bagong Bayani Awards last August 23. To tell us more about these new heroes, we are joined by Undersecretary Hans Kakdak. Yusek Hans, thank you for joining us. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Rika, and to all your viewers, good afternoon as well.
Hi, Yusek. Let's start first with what happened on August 23 at PICC. Can you tell us more about the Bagong Bayani Awards, please?
Yes, the Bagong Bayani Awards is a nearly 40-year-old endeavor. It started when then Labor Minister Tablas Ofle decided to award the fruitful activities and efforts of our tireless overseas Filipino workers. And as I said, it's been on its 40th year. So we have a recent set of awardees and in 7 different categories. And this is a biennial event. And we have a Bagong Bayani Foundation. It is a private foundation with 2 government honorary trustees. The Department of Migrant Workers as represented by myself and Administrator Arnel Ignacio representing the OWA with the Secretary of Department of Migrant Workers, Secretary Foods Office, then being the honorary chairperson.
Yusek, can you, from what I read, I only saw that there were 5 award categories, but you mentioned 7. Can you please give us a run through of these 7 award categories and the person who won them also?
Yes, actually, there are 7 categories, but 6 different individuals and groups were given the awards. So we have 2 outstanding employee awardees. One is a young mariner, and the other one is a driver, OFW driver from Hong Kong for the past 20 years or so. And 4 community and social service awardees, 2 individuals, a human resource manager in an oil company in Abu Dhabi, a nurse in Dammam, Saudi Arabia, and 2 groups of seafarers, 22 Filipino officers and crew of the MV Heracles, and the 19 Filipino officers and crew of the Florican. So there were a lot of awardees actually who came up on stage, but I stand corrected, there were at least six different categories handed out last August 20.
But Yusek, there's so many Filipino OFWs actually doing a lot for the country. And you mentioned earlier that this is a biannual event. How do we pick those who we're going to be giving awards to? Is this like a nomination? Does somebody have to submit a person's name or an organization's name? How do we go about this?
Yes, it's a biennial event, so it's every 2 years, and the nominations are sent over by different organizations overseas, and even our migrant workers offices and embassies, of course, are free to forward their nominations. And there is a validation process overseas and a screening process by a committee headed by our chairman, Vice Admiral Santos, representing the Seafarers Unions, who is the chair of the Bagong Bayani Foundation, Inc. Incidentally, the Bagong Bayani Foundation, Inc., aside from being the award being originated by the government, the foundation itself, being private sector driven, was founded by the late Captain Gregorio Oca of the Seafarers Union.
All right. Thank you for clarifying that this is every 2 years and not a twice-a-year event. All right. It happened on August 23. Was there a posthumous recognition for the good Secretary Tuts Ople, who unfortunately passed away a day before the ceremony, Yusek?
Yes, of course. It was a very somber event. But nevertheless, we had decided to push through with the event because we were 101% sure that the secretary herself, who had a prepared message for the occasion, and had planned to grace her grave, would have wanted it to push through. And yes, of course, we pay tribute and homage. She was the driving force and inspiration of this event, as she continues to be the driving force and inspiration of all our efforts at the department. I need to say that the highest honor in the awards itself is the Blast F of the Award, the Tatanging Bagong Bayani Award, that has been sponsored by the Blast F of the Center over the last 20 years or so. And this was given to the OFW driver, Mr. Buban, that I had mentioned from Hong Kong, who had done so many civic works and duties, assisted so many distressed OFW domestic workers in Hong Kong.
All right, and before I let you go, Yusek, any announcement from the DMW that we have to know about?
Well, we would just like to thank everyone who shares their sympathies and condolences with us on the passing of our dearest Secretary Susan Lutz Oble. She was our heroine. She was our inspiration and our strength. She had set up so many endeavors in the over 1 year that she was our secretary of the Repatriation Command Center that consolidated all our repatriation efforts. At least 750 actual repatriations per month because of the command center, around 9,000 in all. That means 750 OFW families were reunited on a monthly basis because of the Repatriation Command Center and the numerous bilateral efforts that she had made with Saudi Arabia, with the European countries and the other Middle Eastern countries, reaching out to ILO and the IOM, and of course our welfare efforts. The partnership with the OWA, the effort rescuing the Sudan OFWs and helping the Turkey earthquake OFW victims and such. So we continue to thank everyone, and we will continue the earnest and strong efforts of our dear late secretary. So thank you very much to all. Thank you, Ms. Rita.
Yes, the passion of the father and the child is not even enough for words to mention. But thank you for your time, Yusek Hans. And it's so nice seeing you finally outside the office and hopefully getting your much needed rest. You have a good afternoon and a good weekend, Yusek Hans. Thank you.